Hey, afternoon, and welcome to a very important edition of 7-Figure Business Secrets. Hey, afternoon, how are you? So in the car, we've had a very busy morning, very cool morning so far. Just had lots of stuff to get through, just working on, a really cool thing for a client, which is where I'm going at the moment. If it works out, it'll be a cool case study. I'll take you through it. And even if it doesn't, I think I'll take you through it anyway. It's basically an opportunity that we've sort of worked on very strategically. So normally it would be maybe a 25, 30k opportunity, well maybe a 100k opportunity. But what we've done is we've done a few things. We've put in a marketing campaign, and a direct mail campaign, and like a two-step sales process. If that doesn't mean anything to you, don't worry, it soon will. And on all of this, because we think it could actually be over $1 million, this opportunity, but we need to step it properly and work through it properly and treat it as a proper opportunity rather than a commodity type sale. So yes, a whole pile of really cool positioning type things that are potentially going to maybe even 10 times this into a really good opportunity for the client. But it just shows you how important positioning is for businesses, and hence why it'll be a case study later on for you. Fingers crossed that'll work. We'll soon know if it's working in about 3 or 4 weeks time. We'll probably kick it off tomorrow, so we'll see the first results trickling in from that. I've got high hopes for it, high hopes indeed. So today, really important. I spent the weekend, actually really cool, I spent the weekend reading a book on DNA and genetics and how we all came here. Actually really cool book. What was it called? A brief history of how everything came to be who we are, something like that. Adam, it's a shame, I should be able to remember his name. I'll put it in the show notes for you, but I definitely recommend it. Definitely changed my mind on genetics, but that wasn't the really important thing. The really important thing that it got me thinking of, because a bit of downtime, the way when you have downtime you start thinking stuff through. But one of the things that struck me was it was in his book, but it triggered me on a quote I remember hearing probably about 4 or 5 years ago, which was, if you're not working on your own dream, then someone else has hired you to work on theirs. And I think there's a lot of merit in that, and it came to me when I was just thinking about, when I was reading that book and having my own downtime and doing what I wanted, that 10, 15 years ago, I wasn't in a position to actually just take downtime when I wanted to go and do what I wanted. And I very definitely was working on someone else's dream the whole time. So my employer's dream, well, actually my boss's dream, and my employer's dream, and shareholder's dream, and all those other things. But I wasn't really pushing forward on what I wanted out of life. And what I realized there is something I haven't really spoken to you guys about that much, which is how important it is to actually go and make sure that you are working your dreams, that you've got a plan. And what I found with myself anyway was that I never knew what my dreams were. I never took the time when I was younger to actually sit back and think, hang on a second, what can I do? What would make me happy? Where am I going in life? In a way that I could then sort of go and articulate and start figuring out what the next steps were. And it was only when I actually sort of sat back, and this was probably 15 years ago, that I actually really started paying attention to what it was that I wanted out of life and what my dreams really were. And surprise, it wasn't own the world or anything like that, so have billions and billions of money. It was actually a lot simpler than that, which is probably harder in a way, but in my own simple terms, it was just to make a difference. And I had to go and figure out, well, what does that mean? And to be happy, and again I had to figure out, well, what does that mean? And all of these little things that were great sound bites, but when it came to it, I needed to put in a lot more effort if they were ever to become real for me. And that was it. It got me realizing that actually it wasn't that someone else had deliberately hired me so that I wouldn't work on my own dreams. I'd actually hired or let myself go off and be hired by someone else because at least they thought about their dreams and they knew where they were going. And because I didn't know where I was going, well, any old path would do. And what I want to get you guys thinking about today is what is it that is your dream? Do you have one? Are you and if you can, that's the first thing I want you to do. The second thing is when you have your dream, is articulate it. Go and write it down, because I used to think I knew what my dream was. It was only when I started to try and write it down that I realized I hadn't a clue, or was so woolly that you'd write a whole page and realize you'd written nonsense. And when you've got those two things down, here's the third thing I want you to do, is to go and figure out what is the next step that you can actually do today or tomorrow to go and make that dream happen. And often you'll find is actually there's loads of little small steps that you can actually take right this second that'll advance your dream a little bit forward. And quite often when you've got a big massive dream, it can be overawing and quite exceptional. But it's when you actually sort of break it down and you just take a small step. You don't have to, like, for me to be happy, I don't have to suddenly have everything I ever want in life. But it does mean that tomorrow, I have to be a bit more present with my children. I have to be a little step like that. It's probably all it takes to start progressing you towards your dream. Because when you take one step, you start seeing the next step, and then you start seeing the next step. And after a while, you become a lot more in tune with what it is that you actually want to get out of this life. Right, so I hope that helps. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. If you listen to YouTube even, don't forget to subscribe. And if you think that this podcast and YouTube would help someone else, I would love it if you shared it with them, because that's how we make the world go round and how we spread our messages further. Right, hope that helps, and I shall talk to you soon. Bye.